Hey everybody, it's Racer Mice, and I've got something a little bit different going on tonight. What I'm going to try doing, it's sort of it's half review and half tips and techniques, I guess. Recently, I bought some basically some drum loops and things from the LoopLoft, and as part of my purchase, I got this added bonus offer for Complete Takes Volume 1 through 4. And it's not something I normally would go for, but it's basically what they've done is they have these 4 packs that each have kind of 3 styles. And in each one they have basically an entire song played straight up by a live drummer. So you can use that, I guess, as a bed for a whole song. And if you know me, one of the things I kind of struggle with is I usually don't work a lot in arrangement mode. I like to just kind of develop different sections and things like that, mostly in session view, and then do like things live and very ambient and on the weirder side of things. But I've always really wanted to work a little bit more and kind of work on my chops in arrangement mode. And this kind of fascinates me. This notion of having this whole song's worth. So it's a whole bunch of different styles. Like I said, let's see, open up, let me open up Complete Take 1. We have tribal folk, straight indie pop, high and tight, brushed ballad, bundled up, 3/4, and the various tempos. Let's see, Sunday Songo, pop bossa, Call the Police, and what do we got in the last? Complete Takes 4, funky folk, analog brushes, and late night drive. So, in each one of them, let's open up the second pack here, because I kind of liked this one here, this brushed ballad. And let's look at that one specifically, but the rest I think are pretty much the same here. So they have a combined mix, so you can kind of use that to preview. Now, call me crazy, but it has kind of a hip-hop feel to it that I kind of like, that'd be interesting to work with, I think. And then there's a bunch within the tracks. You get basically a whole song's worth of each particular sound. So I'm going to grab, say in this case, I'm going to grab the kick, put it on a track. We can double-click on it, see what it looks like over here. Now, Ableton sometimes gets this right, and sometimes it doesn't. You'll see for some reason it pulled this kick in at 158, which is the default tempo of the song, which is really not a great idea. So let's try that again. Let me set the tempo here to 70, pull that in, see what happens. And still 158. Okay, so let's change that to 70, which is what the song we think should be. And it looks like it did a reasonable job there. Warp is set. It seems to have detected the amount of beginning of the song there. The intro time. Okay, so we'll play it. We have a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna crank it up just a little bit, maybe 90. They are all recorded as part of one pass through, so you do get some bleed from the different tracks. You'll kind of hear that. Let me bring the snare in here, for instance. Bring the snare, and it's also not getting that right. So let's, oh, no, wait, 70. So, okay, maybe I did get that right. But it didn't quite get the beginning right. So I'm going to have to put a marker there, get rid of that one. I'm going to tell it, okay, set 1 there. And I'm going to say warp there, and well, it's already at 70, so let's hope it did the right thing here. And 70. Why am I not getting that right? Actually sounds pretty good. Oh, I just had dead air at the. I just had some dead air at the end of the first track, which is why it looked so weird to me. All right, so actually they are both the same length here. All right, so if I solo the snare, you can hear a little bit of stuff going on there. Maybe as I bring in the tom, and for some reason the tom is thinking 90. Let's set that back to 70. Let's set that to 70. Again, let's fix the beginning here. And if you're familiar with Ableton, you know this is kind of the routine, right? And do a straight warp from there. And I'll drop in the middle. Hear a little bit of bleed around, but... All right. So that's kind of the idea, is that, you know, you've got each track separately. You've got the overhead left and right mics. You have a room mic. Let's see, we have some percussive elements. We have a shaker here. Oops. Tambourine. And another African shaker. Let's throw that all together there. I quickly look over here and say, that one, I'm guessing, didn't detect something just right, because it looks like it's a weird ending there. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's just got a little bit of extra space. Maybe I lucked out picking this one. That's things seem pretty good. I'm going to drop down. This is what I usually do. Sometimes I put the metronome on. Sometimes I just pop around in here. So not bad. So there's probably a little bit of tweaking to be done in here. Yeah, that one's not quite on the beat, so set that, get rid of that. Set 1-1, and just for good measure. Yeah, it looks like I already got that right. Now, if I wanted, I could also go through and take the time to, you know, really break these into smaller sections and so on. But I like the idea of kind of just leaving as it is, and then I can say, okay, here I got like 16 bars of intro or 8 bars of intro and some structure to it. So if I wanted to just kind of play along now, and I'm not going to do this kind of a whole song because I don't want you just sampling off these guys, but imagine, if you will, I could just start from the beginning. Okay, that wasn't great, but you get the idea. So you can kind of play along, get the different sections, and then kind of sculpt it from there. So I'm going to experiment some more with this and see where it kind of takes me. But, you know, so the idea is, you know, basically do some stuff in kind of arrangement view, have something kind of a template to give you a little bit of song structure, a little bit of variety, so it's not just the same loop over and over again. And like I said, these are kind of laid out as if they were full-length songs, so it's going to help kind of force me to get into a bit of a structure there. You know, they're not the most pristine loops in the world. You know, they're okay. And then you could, you know, sample them or you know, cut them into smaller samples, or you could use Ableton's built-in, you know, kind of slice them up, or you could, you know, from there create new drum loops, or, you know, do any of those more advanced techniques in there. So it's an interesting place to start from. And again, this is from the LoopLoft, and it's called their Complete Takes, Volume 1 through 4. And I got them as part of a added kind of a special offer when I bought some other Ableton sets, or excuse me, Ableton packs in there. They threw this in for free, which is awfully nice of them. So check it out. You know, just an idea. Until next time, this is Eraser Mice, and keep on trying fun stuff. Okay, take it easy.